Good morning, students. I am your business studies teacher, Sunil Kumar. Today, we are going to cover a new topic, that is auxiliaries to trade. But before starting the topic, we have to recapitulate all those topics which we have already covered. Here, the first topic which we have covered is economic and non-economic activities. Economic activities are those activities which are undertaken to earn money or to create wealth. Non-economic activities are those activities which are undertaken to satisfy social, psychological, and emotional needs. From the diagrams below, we can clearly identify which activity is economic activity and which is non-economic activity. In the first diagram, a chef cooking in a restaurant is an economic activity because in return of this activity, he is going to earn some money. In the another diagram, where the mother cooking for her family members is a non-economic activity. Why? Because she gets satisfaction from doing these work. She gets psychological and emotional satisfaction out of these services. So it is a non-economic activity. Economic activities cover profession, employment, and business. In profession, a person needs to acquire a special skill or special knowledge. For their services, they will charge fees. The code of conduct is made by the professional bodies. In employment, a person gives his services or he gets an occupation where he gets remuneration for his services. In business, a businessman sells or produces goods and services in lieu of earning profit. Further, economic activities are classified into primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. In primary sector, it includes all those activities which are concerned with the extraction and production of natural resources and reproduction and development of living organisms, plants, etc. Primary sectors are divided into two parts, that is extractive industries and genetic industries. Second, secondary industries. These are concerned with the using material which have already been extracted at primary state. These industries process such material to produce goods for final consumption or for further processing by other industries. It includes manufacturing industries and construction industries. Third, tertiary industries. These are concerned with providing support services to primary and secondary industries as well as activities relating to trade. These industries provide service facilities as business activities. These may be considered as a part of commerce because as auxiliaries to trade, these activities assist trade. Commerce includes all those activities which are necessary for facilitating the exchange of goods and services. It includes two types of activities. Number one, trade, and number two, auxiliaries to trade. Buying and selling of goods is termed as trade. But there are a lot of activities that are required to facilitate the purchase and sale of goods. These are called auxiliaries to trade and includes transportation, banking, insurance, communication, advertisement, packaging, and warehousing. Trade further divided into two parts, domestic trade and international trade. Domestic trade is also known as internal trade or home trade. It is concerned with the buying and selling of goods and services within the geographical boundaries of a country. This may further divided into wholesale and retail trade. Wholesale trade, it refers to buying and selling of goods and services in large quantity for the purpose of resale. Retail trade, when goods are purchased and sold in comparatively small quantities for final consumption, it is referred to as retail trade. International trade, which is also known as external trade or foreign trade, consists of exchange of goods and services between persons or organizations operating in two or more countries. It includes import trade, export trade, and interport trade. Import trade, if goods are purchased from another country, it is called import trade. Export trade, if goods are sold to other countries, it is known as export trade. Interport, when goods are imported for the purpose of export to another country, it is known as interport trade. Today's topic is auxiliaries to trade. Auxiliaries to trade includes activities that are required to facilitate the purchase and sale of goods. These are called auxiliaries to trade or services, and it includes transportation, banking, insurance, communication, advertisement, packaging, and warehousing. One by one, we will cover each and every auxiliary to trade in detail. First auxiliaries to trade is banking. Banking helps the business activities to overcome the problem of finance. Commercial banks generally lend money by providing overdraft and cash credit facilities, loans and advances. Bank also undertake collection of checks, remittance of funds to different places, and discounting of bills on behalf of traders. In foreign trade, commercial banks help exporter in collecting money from importers. Commercial bank also help promoters of companies to raise capital from the public by way of issue of shares. Insurance is second type of auxiliaries to trade. It provides protection to the business in all types of risks they are facing. Normally, business involves various types of risk. These are factory building risk, machinery, furniture, etc., which must be protected against fire, theft, and other types of risk. Materials and goods held in stock or in transit are subject to the risk of loss or damage. Employees are also required to be protected against the risks of accidents and occupational hazards. Businessmen can cover all these types of risk by paying the nominal amount to the insurance company, which is called insurance premium. Now, transportation is another type of auxiliaries to trade. Transport includes rail, road, air, or coastal shipping, which facilitates movement of number one, raw material to the place of production and the finished goods from the factories to the place of consumption. Transportation make the speed and efficiency in exchange of goods and services. Because of transportation, producers can sell his goods in the different parts of the globe. It creates place utility. After production of goods, warehouses plays very important role. Goods are held in stock to make them available as and when required. Special arrangements must be made for the storage of goods to prevent loss or damage. Warehousing helps business firm to overcome the problem of storage and facilitates the availability of goods when needed. Prices are thereby maintained at responsible level through continuous supply of goods. In today's world, we cannot imagine a business without communication. Communication services like postal services and telephone facilities are helpful to the business for establishing links with the outside world, that is supplier, customer, and competitors, etc. For quick exchange of information, communication plays a very important role. The electronic media is mainly responsible for these types of transformation. In today's competitive world, business cannot imagine its survival without advertisement. Advertisement provides information about the new product to the public. Advertising is one of the most important methods of promoting the sale of products, particularly consumer goods like electronic and automobile goods, soaps, detergent, etc. Most of these goods are manufactured and supplied in the market by numerous firms, big or small. It is practically impossible for producers and traders to contact each and every consumers. Thus, promoting sales information about the goods and services available, their features, price, etc. to the potential customer can be provided only through the advertisement. Advertisement helps in providing the information about the goods and services to the potential customers so that they become aware of the product. Thanks for listening it patiently. This is all for the day. Tomorrow we will come with another topic. If anybody feels any problem in any topic, please contact me on my WhatsApp. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Thank you.